You should check the stream now.
I'm just seeing. Oh, nice. Now I gotta get him to move.
Yeah, I don't. Unfortunately, don't have it set up for for like Discord inputs. Although you can do that technically. I have to figure it out though. You should show this to Cass.
You gotta draw little headsets on them.
Oh, you know what?
While you're casting.
Hold on a second. I'll do that. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. We got on the ESU esports, we have Nate Crusade on Tom Kench. We got Zeke on the Volibear. We got H7 on the Azir.
So correct me if I'm wrong. That looks like Sejuani top.
You know what? That probably is Sejuani top. Sejuani, it's not that bad. It's very fringe, I would say. You don't see it too often, but it does get picked on occasion. It's just the thing is, a lot of junglers can just go top now. You know.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because
I think she just gets bullied by Tom Kench though.
Yeah, I feel like any Tom Kench lane, like it's so neutral. Like Tom Kench can just neutralize that lane. He can just not care so easily. Like, sure, there's matchups where he will beat on them a lot, but for the most part, you know, if he doesn't want to interact with the lane, he doesn't have to.
Yeah, I think the best strategy for that is to pick something that can bully him early game. A tank versus tank, Tom Kench does more damage almost every time, I feel like. So that's going to be an interesting matchup. I don't know. Obviously, at this level, it's pretty player dependent. You know, the best player on a bad matchup is still going to win sometimes. So
yeah,
we'll just see. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, knowing about the ranks, this team, let me double check what the team names are. I better have plugged my Twitch to them, or else they're not doing God's work. It's up here somewhere. Let's see. JBU Blue is the name. So we got JBU Blue on the red side, which isn't confusing. Here they're starting off. We got a pretty safe 5-man defense. It looks like JBU is going for the invade. They do have Sejuani and Renatus.
Stacked up as 5 here. If Lulu's not paying attention, this could be bad.
So let's see here. Let me go switch to direct camera. Yep, she's just sitting out there in front of it. It looks like they just barely still have vision.
Spotted her at this point. Well, they definitely have now, and she's paying attention at least.
Yep. Oh, dodge it.
In the tri-bush.
Yep, dodge that. They're doing what they can. Being a little too greedy with that flash there. Should have used it much sooner.
Yeah, ideally you flash the Renata Q there, but yeah, that's rough. Good thing to see in a scrim though. It's something you definitely want to look out for in the future.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is not a scrim. This is the first game of NECC. So
unfortunately, well, in the future, this is something they should look out for. Maybe an early ward to peek that out. She was standing outside of the bush, actually.
Yeah, typically. Actually, that is what we've been kind of instructed by our coach before. I don't know for sure if that's what you do. Oh, it looks like they're trying out a strat that Zeke has talked about before. Oh, it didn't work out. Yes, this is something that I talked about with Zeke in private earlier, that very greedy double leash, where he does both the red buff and the raptors. I don't know why he did it here. He didn't really test it out at all. Doing a little trading up here, but reset on him, so very unfortunate. Slower is clear.
This is the man Zeke we're talking about. He does live on the wild side a bit, so you know, maybe he thought if he could get it, they could get an advantage after the first blood, and it might be worth it.
Yep. So kind of a rough start for the ESU esports here, but you know, there's plenty of time to recover. It's only 2 minutes into the game. We'll have to see here. If you look so far as like CS, we see AH7 is already beginning his lead. AH7 is a really strong CSer. I've known him for many years, and it's very hard to out CS that man. Nate Crusade also kind of doing as he predicted. It seems like he's bowling the Sejuani pretty healthily, kind of keeping up his own CS lead slowly, getting started.
Yeah, I think the damage plus the sustain of Tom Kench is going to be a big detriment for the Sejuani here.
So what's your opinion on this bot lane we have here, the Renata Misfortune versus Lulu Ashe?
You know, I think it's pretty much looking like the blue. What was the team name? ESU Blue, something like that.
JBU Blue.
JBU Blue. They're gonna be able to bully early game, but
a little bit of a gank from Lee Sin here, putting some pressure on H7, but not going to matter a whole lot.
Definitely scales there, so I mean it's a matter of getting through the early game here.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
They've kind of gone all in on the early game with the Lee Sin pick plus the Misfortune.
Yeah, I mean, Lee Sin, there's some danger with that too. Like, Swain doesn't scale that hard. I mean, he can turn into a monster late game, but I think it's not a guaranteed thing for definitely. So having Lee Sin and Misfortune and the Swain, we'll have to see how their mid game really. That's where their really spike comes through, I think.
Yeah. So we got a little pink ward fight going on here.
Oh, yes we do. Looks like Nate Crusade is trying to get something. He's going to use his W to get out there. Although Lee Sin's looking to chase after him. Is Volibear going to respond? He is just sitting on the grump. Being a very...
Zeke stop farming his jungle camp.
Zeke stop farming challenge 2022.
Impossible, by the way.
Possible difficulty. It is Tom Kench, so it's pretty safe. Oh, looks like Nate Crusade just trying to get back to the lane, but doesn't realize kind of situation he's in. That Lee Sin is just breathing down his neck.
Yeah, it's unfortunate he keeps having to use that W defensively. That's such a powerful ability to get engaged with, and now it's on cooldown again, and his mana situation's not looking great either. Yeah, it's very...
Lee Sin's giving quite the helping hand to Sejuani, even sticking around a little bit longer, even though the wave's pushing in. It looks like he might be...
Yeah, they look for
dive. See Snow back there? Pushing in. Yeah, looks like a reset from...
going back to base. That's probably smart.
Yeah, but the best use of his time in this situation. You know, you've got mid's pretty even and top's pushed in, so pretty safe for you to just take it back there, spend your gold. And what we look at now, he's already picked up a pickaxe and a longsword. Meanwhile, Zeke has yet to back, being very greedy. I thought he would back a minute ago when we saw him, when we were looking at Lee Sin there, but he did not, so...
Like the ESU head coach sticking true to his word that Andrew's only allowed to play control mages here. That's the last I heard about it.
It wasn't really a for sure thing, but it's something that the team has been in talks with internally for a while now, since so many mid laners are leaning towards AP. Oh, Ezreal burning Ezekiel, burning the flash there. Lee Sin going in anyway, even though he can just stun him. Swain's also caught in the mix. Swain goes down. Lee Sin has to burn flash. AH7 maybe looking for another, but no. Very greedy from Lee Sin there.
Yeah, that was a fat Shurima shuffle right there if I've ever seen one.
Very...
I don't know how much the JBL blue team knows about these guys, but that's not the person on this team they want to give some kills to.
Yeah, it's very dangerous situation trying to contest the H7. They might... Who knows? Maybe they didn't do enough research. I don't know if we've...
Bear was actually caught there and had to flash over the wall, and then they just got greedy on that.
Yes, Lee Sin got incredibly greedy, going for that Q onto a Volibear who didn't even press Q yet. Like, you didn't see him running or anything. You just went right for it.
He had the when the Q lands moment there.
We felt it. It's like a little bit of trading going down here. Okay, game state's looking pretty even now. That was a really good pick-me-up from ESU against JBU. If we look at the gold, actually, we can see that now A7's built already starting to build up a lead into the Swain with that kill. Swain only has an assist on top of that. Top lane's pretty even in gold. A little bit more trading here. Might see... Okay, not doing much more.
Yeah, all that time spent top for Lee Sin looks like it's paying off a little bit for the Sejuani, but if they don't turn that into a meaningful lead, then he'll have wasted a lot of his early game.
Oh, bit of fighting going on here. Renato's looking, burns the exhaust, manages to land the Q on Odellette, but he's just running through them with the fucking powered Q.
Tough to run away from that Ashe too. Once he gets that approach velocity going, that really kind of makes that champion right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's not really much way to check, unfortunately, the secondaries on these guys. There might be, but I haven't spent enough time in spectate mode. Looks like Lee Sin ganking A7 again, but oh, a potential gank here with bot lane looking really low. Ezekiel going in, Renata flash, ulted, dunked on the Renata. Misfortune is just a sitting duck at this point.
And Zeke did try to KS that. You saw that.
I saw the auto attack.
He did not want to give that to the PC. I think that was smart that the Ashe got the kill there. A lot of pink wards here for JBL Blue. They definitely need to do some clearing there. They got one, but there's two more in the. They had a nice little river line there.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to turn this into a dragon rather easily too, with H7 keeping decent pressure here, while Lee Sin is in his just sitting around his top jungle, trying to get a little something from himself off that.
We're not a roaming top here after the death. Let's see if she tries for a top gank or maybe a play mid here. Oh, they might be going for their blue. Yeah, that's what they're doing here. They're getting an advantage on the blue buff.
Yeah, we can see then Lee Sin just trying to get as much prio into this top jungle as he possibly can, given that he lost so much from that bot gank. He has got to find some measure to stay up to par with the Volibear.
That bot play there swung the gold lead. They were down about 300-400 gold. Now they're looks like they're up about 6 or 7. So big move there for the bot lane in the jungle.
Yeah, especially considering giving this Ashe any sort of lead when already Ashe in lane can be really oppressive if you're maxing that Q. And Misfortune, while she can bully, she can struggle a bit. Oh, looks like Lee Sin and Renata are looking for a gank here, but H7 is pretty safe. Pretty easy time getting away, even with all this vision around here. Multiple pink wards from JBU.
Yeah. Tough to gank that Azir, luckily for him. And yeah, if Misfortune falls behind, she starts feeling, real useless real quick. Brother Zeke was trying to get the kill away from Ashe, but fortunately for ESU, he was not able to do it.
Trust me, if we had a window into the comms, we would have heard it. It would have been heard. Oh, looks like Tom Kench eating a boar for a quick lunch real quick. Really shredding that Sejuani, just like you said. He goes for an aggressive W. Oh, barely misses the tongue lash.
Yeah, tank versus tank, I think Tom Kench wins it just about every time. He's got an insane amount of damage right now with pure tank build. Kind of crazy. So, Sejuani pick. I don't know if they picked first or second, but it's not working out for him so far.
For sure. As we can see, you are dead on the money. That Tom Kench passive damage is a little too strong. Misfortune doing some more warding here. Say what you will about JBU. They get the wards in. Oh, here comes Lee Sin. Potential.
Secret to go
Ooh,
in.
Yep, H7 wants in. Oh, the knockup. Oh, the edge. Oh, the dunk from Volibear. Oh, it's so crazy, but it's just not enough. There's isn't enough damage to follow it up. Renata's W is just a little too good at keeping people alive. The bright side, H7 at least gets away. That was a crazy series of ultimates from coordinated from ESU here, but it didn't have enough damage yet. Azir is just not scaling enough.
The Azir has not come online yet, and it does look like Zeke did manage to pick up the Eye of the Herald there, though. So that's it's not that bad for them. I think it was 2 for 1 plus the Herald, probably net about even.
Yeah, but I mean they're still up about 1k gold. It wasn't too bad. I mean, 2 deaths for 1 kill and Herald. Not awful. Not an awful trade deal.
As I would say, we take those.
Yes. Because like Nick Crusades looking to keep bullying this Sejuani, which is in his right to, although he is going to get a gank here. Oh, and he goes back here.
Yeah, you gotta Sedge ult. He didn't have it up, unfortunately. If he had that ult up, Tom Kench would have been in trouble. Once you see him dive into the ground there, you have a chance to CC him to stop that.
Yeah.
He didn't have anything for it.
You definitely have a couple seconds. I checked and I was expecting from that Lee Sin ward hop maybe this, Dragon Kick was up again, but it was not. Oh, looks like an ult is coming down. Renata, the flash from both parties. Oh, but Renata has her own ult. Misfortune ult comes down. Renata W's herself. It's barely staying alive. Lulu goes down, keeping Renata alive, and they're going to get mowed down by this Misfortune. That ult combination was just too deadly, no matter how fast you are, no matter how quick your stuns are. Renata is just a little bit faster.
Yeah, that's a big misplay by Lulu there. You can't be... That Renata ult's long, but it's pretty thin, so you can't really stand behind your ADC like that, and then she died with flash up in the Misfortune ult, so that's going to come back to haunt them, I think.
Very unfortunate situation for them. Now that Misfortune's getting a bit more gold, we can actually compare them. Yep, she's got about 500 gold lead so far. On the bright side, their mid does have a 1k lead on the Swain. And we see top lane has a gold lead as well. And jungle's about even, so...
Good game so far. That Renata W is incredibly powerful. Some people I've heard even saying it's OP, not me, of course. I would never say that. But I've heard talkings
been a very
some members of the gold around gold community thinking that it might be a little bit overpowered.
We have a pulse. We have our finger on the pulse of the gold community player base.
My sources tell me that the gold players in League of Legends think Renata W might be broken. I can't reveal those sources; they're very secret.
Looks like maybe a potential team fight going on over here. We got.
I think we have a little.
Is the Q? The Q landed, but he learned the lesson last time. Maybe don't take all of them.
You know what they say? Fool me once, shame on you. And fool me can't get fooled again.
Yeah, exactly. That is exactly word for word how that goes. It looks like they're just gonna give it up, give it a free dragon for ESU here. JBU just kind of taking it back. For getting their ducks in a row and then just getting some more items here. If we look at the items, we see Lee Sin finished his Gore Drinker. Tell me, Ben, as someone who has played Lee Sin before, what's your take on the Gore Drinker Lee Sin? Is that standard?
I think it's pretty good right now as far as power at the moment. You were definitely sacrificing some damage for that survivability, though. I mean, giving up these dragons and everything, they're kind of seeming to stall the game out a bit, which is not the strategy they want with this comp. So definitely advantage ESU on that. Yeah,
maybe a potential. Oh, the tongue tickled Lee Sin there, slowed him a little bit. Oh, the Ash ult barely misses. Flash comes out still. They at least burn the flash, but that's all they're getting. Oh, H7 trying to shuffle him there, but he was just out of range.
Don't worry, Andrew. We won't show anybody that one. We got 5-second delay here. We're gonna erase that from the playback.
This is pre-recorded. Don't worry.
This happened at least 3 days ago, and no one will ever see that footage.
We're recording for a little live audience.
So, fun fact, Nick, you can say whatever you want right now because this part won't end up in the final.
Oh, I think I will. I've already swore a couple times. We're not. This isn't going onto YouTube.
No super hot takes then. Okay, that's brave of you.
Pretty.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Tom Kench is bullying up there, but he hasn't been able to turn it into a real meaningful lead yet.
Yeah, I will say, being in the internals of the ESU organization, it looks like Walber's going to try to get a gank going here. Not really sure if that's the route you want to go, considering you have H7 kind of trading a bit with Lee Sin here. I don't really see a gank on Sejuani really getting a whole lot done, but he is at least taking this time to go back. I'll say internally, the kind of thought process behind the Tom Kench pick and a lot of picks you'll see on NECC side going forward is trying to peak him into more of a defensive role. Oh, it looks like they're going to try something here. Actually getting this fortune right before the Renata ult gets him down. He's going to keep going here. Lee Sin Swain just diving, running. Please give me the Lulu. I'm so hungry for it. Oh, but he's taking so many tower shots. The tower goes down. Oh, fucking knocked out of it. Ash manages to pick up Swain. Volibear here. Can he clean up? He does have the Kimtech, but will it be enough movement speed? He flashes, bite goes down, and Zeke is gonna keep. Nope, he's gonna give it up. Give up the ghost.
That dive went sideways so quick. I'll say that was a great polymorph by Lulu. She got tagged by the Renata Q and instantly polymorphed MF into the Ash arrow. So good play there, and then they fought that off really well in the bot lane. They needed to hit the turret one more time, and they took about 4 turret shots they shouldn't have there.
Yeah, I was really surprised that they just kind of let it just pound on them, with just raining shots down. I know a lot of people talk about how dinky towers feel a bit, but they're not that dinky. They'll get to you eventually if you just let them.
Sources telling you that turrets don't do any damage as well. I've been hearing that.
These sources of yours, tearing them up. But yeah, I mean, really well played from both Odolette and Aspian. Just managed to stay alive for so long. You would expect the Lulu to go down a bit faster there, but Aspian was holding on.
I don't know much about Odolette. I haven't seen him play a whole lot, but he stayed really calm there. I see when you got 4 people bearing down on you under a turret and you're playing ADC, it can get kind of scary. But he was keeping autos going down in an efficient fashion there for a long time. So good for him on that one.
Yeah, we can see. Let's see what the build looking like. He does have the shield bow, so even in those like really scary situations where you have a lot of people airing their flings at you, that shield bow can be a lifeline that just keeps you going and keeps you trucking for a long time. We saw it really pulling the work in right there. Although I don't know if he finished. I think he should have finished it by then because he has a.
Yeah, it looks like he probably did have it done by that time. Not a big fan of shield bow as a top lane player, I will say. I have my own term for it, but I can't share that here, unfortunately. But on ADCs, I think it's not so egregious. But when you got the Yasuo Yone on that is just not fun to play against.
No, well, we'll leave it at the soapbox for now. Because it looks like
I'll step down.
It looks like we have a potential team fight brewing here as the blue team is setting up pretty early for the dragon. They've got
we got 5 members of ESU down here for. Oh, we got the teleport.
Oh, we got teleport from Sejuani.
It looks like old-fashioned 5v5.
They're not giving this one up. Red team might just want to fight for it. Can JBU do anything though? Because they have.
Need to get a wall on that Lee Sin here. I think that might be the plan, but Andrew's running away.
I don't know if he's just coming from the side trying to get poking. Ezekiel's in the middle of them. Nate Crusade is soaking so much, but the double ult comes down. It hits 4 of them. Holy! Zeke is just trying to get this dragon done while his team is desperately team fighting. Oh, there goes Misfortune. Let's see, Sejuani does much better. Does not. Lee Sin and Swain are both really low. Renata almost full HP. It looks like they're just peeling off. They do not. Neither team wants to keep this fight going.
Wow, it looks like both teams had some breakdowns in communication there as far as shot calling goes. We had Volibear hitting the dragon, the rest of his team running away, and the red team 4v5ing instead of killing the Volibear. That was something.
It's very interesting play from both sides. We saw you'd expect them to just chew up the one member of the team that's completely isolated, but no, they were very adamant about fighting that 2-front war. Meanwhile, Zeke just not really getting with the program while his team is getting chased down. I know we've talked. It's something that we're working on it internally. Don't worry. This is something we're aware of.
We'll patch that by the next game.
We'll patch that out by the next.
Well, the thing, he got it down to about 1,000 health and then ulted into the red team. So I think he needed to pick one or the other at that point. But it turned out pretty well for them.
And not too bad. Looks like Aspian, though, getting the slow and then getting the Q. It will not be enough for that Misfortune. Actually, Misfortune is going Kraken Slayer, so she wants to shred. She wants to do damage to the Volibear and to the Tahm Kench, so can't blame her.
Odolette did, in fact, hold on to his heel there.
Odolette getting caught out by the Swain pole. Swain ults, and he's just so fast, just running right through her. Very unfortunate for Ash getting caught there. It looks like Volibear next. They are not respecting this Swain hook.
I think he's saving his heal for next game, Nick. That was 2 deaths there with heal up. I don't think he could have done much for himself there, but I think he could have saved the Lulu possibly. We got the Andrew soaking up the side wave, trying to get through this mid game and get that late game power spike there. That's a classic Andrew play. I've seen that one a couple times.
You see, it's the one we're definitely familiar with. It's definitely something
seen that one before, but usually it works out, so you can't be too mad about it.
Yes, it's definitely a saving grace that we have here at ESU. The old funnel strat. It's like blue team's out for blood. They got the Assault coming down to do it. Tom Kinch with the double knockup. The Renata W is just not enough. Volibear is going to ult in. He is out for blood. He wants some more. Oh, and the knockup barely hits Lee Sin. Renata ults the backline. Azir barely not fast enough to poke her out.
That's another 4-man Renata ult and another lost team fight. So it's interesting that they're not turning that into meaningful victories. But we're kind of seeing the fallout from that side push from AH7 there because the Swain was down in bot lane dealing with that wave. Yeah,
very good macro from ESU here, trying to punish the team for being way too aggressive when they have other members of their team falling back and farming.
Yeah, it was a classic kind of bait and switch for them there. They looked like they were in trouble for a second, and then the whole team showed up. So definitely something that JBU messed up. That was a big misplay.
And we'll have to see if we take a look at the gold here. Speaking about the push from H7 here, we see H7 has a really sizable lead he's built up now. No deaths means he's spent a lot of time on the rift, just collecting that farm and soaking that XP. He's already up considerable amount, healthy 2k.
Yeah, you can see the CS difference there. It's just, it seems like he might be on another tier than the rest of these guys right now. The 217, that's not quite 10 per minute, but he's a lot closer.
Yep, here we see ESU trying to use that Baron buff while they have it here. Oh, it looks like Sejuani's coming in from the back, hits the Tom Kinch, but doesn't do too much. All comes down on Ash, but he just not enough HP for him. Aspian soaking so much damage. Swain is on the run. He's ghosting. He just out for blood, but that will not matter. Here comes Ezekiel with the Q stun. The slow hits him. They're still going. Can they secure any more? Swain is finally going down. Can Ezekiel live through this long enough? Yes, the polymorph. And here comes Azir with the cleanup.
Yeah, if JBU can't close out a fight in the first 10 seconds, they are going to lose against the Volibear and the Tom Kinch. That they just the sustained team fights are definitely going to ESU at this point.
Yeah, I mean, as we see, the win con for JBU is just kind of falling apart right now. You know, have these really powerful ultimates. You have Sejuani ultimate. You've got Misfortune ult. You have Renata ult, and you're just letting them. You're not letting them come up in time. You're not letting them sync up. Like we saw super early in the game that they got a gank from the Volibear, and JBU just had to commit the Renata and Misfortune ult, and it just went so badly for ESU.
Yeah, they had a clean pick on onto Odolette there on the Ashe. He ran up from behind by the Sejuani and the Lee Sin, and Lee Sin kicked her right into the team, and man, he had nowhere to go. But then it just kind of fell apart from there. They didn't pick up any other kills after that.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem for JBU is that they just aren't respecting that a lot of their power in team fights comes from their ultimate. They're not going to really win team fights from doing sustained damage like ESU can. ESU has a Fed Azir. They have an Ashe with items. Like, you're just not going to beat them out in these long drawn out fights.
Yeah, I'll date myself a bit and say they need to, bank off that Wombo combo. They're not all into the Misfortune to kind of win them the fight, get the Swain in there ulting as well. And they're not making it happen. I haven't seen a combo of those two ultis since that bot lane fight that they actually won in the first 10 minutes of the game.
Yeah, we've seen Renata ult use a bit more defensively than necessarily offensively for these team fights. It looks like JBU is going to try to collapse on AH7 and NECC Crusade here. They're kind of in a sticky situation. The slow didn't hit AH7, so have a chance here. Are they going to use it? He's going to use Save NECC Crusade. It does not look like it. He's going to eat the ultimate. Swain's also going to ult, interestingly enough. NECC Crusade's living a long time, though, but it doesn't matter. You've got all 5 members here to feast on you. Oh, that's very true. Ezekiel is trying to tank it for Odolette, but the towers are just...
the right play. They don't have time for this. They don't have minions.
Yeah, they just don't have enough of a push going or anything.
Oh, this is bad.
Oh, the slow, but it's not enough. Yep.
Oh, we have the Shirelius from Lulu got him out of there.
Yeah, I was going to say, Cool Beans committed the ultimate to the Zier earlier, so we did not have enough to catch up to them.
Agreed. Yeah, that was a nice pick. I think the Tom Kench tried to get in and use his ult to eat AH7, but he just wasn't able to get there in time. It never went off.
Very unfortunate. I just not quite. We didn't quite respect their lack of vision in the area at the moment. They got a little bit too greedy there. Want to see if they maybe play a little bit more safer or what they'll end up doing. I think I'm going to be a psychic for a second here and say AH7 is going to go to the side lane and farm.
I think he might soak up some of this top lane farm here for the next couple minutes. If the ESU coach is watching, I think you should write down in your notebook that AH7 cannot flash Sejuani on reaction. So that's something that we saw there.
Yes, we'll have to run some drills about that.
Put him through the ringer. I think we need a whole day of flashing ultimates to make up for that one. Because if he flashes that, they get out of there, I think, scot-free with the Azir wall. He just couldn't quite get it out in time once he was stunned.
Yeah. Looks like there might be something brewing here. H7 popping the wall there. Not
Big
gonna
miss from the Lee Sin Q.
Yep. The Q did not land that time.
You know, ESU has time on their side here. They got super minions pushing down mid. They can just stall this out as long as they need to.
Yeah, as long as they don't get too greedy, I think they have a pretty good choice or a pretty good chance here. Hopefully, they recognize that they're in kind of the control seat, having those supers bearing down on mid lane.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do when you're up about 2k gold and a couple dragons is to force a Baron and lose it. That is disastrous for a lead like this.
I have to see the JBU does have all their ultimates up, so if ESU doesn't play this next team fight right, I think there is still a chance for JBU to come back.
Yeah, that's a big choke point fight. That's big for JBU's team comp. That's exactly what they want here.
To see how ESU responds here. They're trying to look for something. They are in the river. Oh, Swain pole misses. That's good. Good for ESU.
Zeke dancing on the scuttle crab. Interesting choice.
Very. It's all macro movements. Okay, this will lead to something bigger down the line.
It makes his hitbox look smaller when he's doing that. He's up on his tippy toes. I think that's what's going through Zeke's head right now.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's only X and Y in League, so you know once you're hopping up, you're clearly that's not going to hit. Stuff isn't going to hit you anymore. See?
I was a business major, Nick. All these X and Y talks, I can't be doing that, dude. That means nothing to me, okay? Bear small. Bear no get hit.
You know, I'll try to simplify it a bit more next time.
Not for me, for the viewers.
Yeah, you know what,
we could have
fair.
some viewers that don't understand.
Looks like, well, in time of this little dance we've been seeing, both from the literal little dance from Zeke and the little dance from both teams, the inhibitor has respawned for JBU. So,
and we got a dragon coming up here.
Yeah, and it's going to be Elder too, right? Because they have all four. They have Soul. So we'll have to see what happens here. It's kind of a stalemate. ESU very clearly doesn't want to start a fight because their ultimates are just going to be a little too troublesome, but JBU also really hesitant to start a fight on their own because they really need a good pick or else it will not be good enough.
Yeah, it's a tough time for ESU here. I would have thought that they would be up more gold than they are at this point. It seems like they're winning pretty handily in the team fights, but JBU's been doing a good job of keeping it close.
Yeah, we can see here, while we see this little dance going around, a lot of the gold lead coming from Andrew here with the 13k. Very nice. Zeke's got a little bit of a lead too. NECC Crusade being more of a supporting role, lost his lead. Oh, looks like they're going to be trying. They're going to be trying to rush down the Elder Dragon here. NECC Crusade just being a nuisance, but they just don't care enough. Aspian taking the hits. AH7 tries to get it down, but oh, the Misfortune ult just shreds the whole team. Oh my god, that's nasty.
Yeah, that's an absolute disaster. And we saw the same thing here that we saw in that dragon fight earlier where the whole team kind of peeled off and Zeke was stuck in that dragon pit. So they're going to have to work on that one.
Yeah, I mean, this is just what we're talking about where ESU doesn't want to start any sort of fight because it can go south for them with the Renata and the Misfortune being able to cover such a wide range and just zoning them out. Starting that Elder ended up costing them a lot. We'll have to see. Are they going to be able to push to end here? I mean,
I don't think they have the time to end, but if they get a couple kills here, it could be possible.
We'll see. I mean, that is a late game Misfortune with Kraken Slayer and everything. It looks like they might just... Oh, they're just going to go for it. Oh, that is very unfortunate for ESU. The last team fight. You can get all the gold you want. You can get all the farm you want. It will not matter if you can't win those team fights.
Man, what an end there. That's rough. Like you said, they you know, the one that mattered the most, they just could not do it. I think a little bit of communication error, and then it didn't end up mattering. The Lisa did smite that super early at like 3 KHP, and then Zeke smited it at about 1200, so just a little early. I think a 900 is what you're looking for on the smite. So yeah, just a really tough fight for them. They're gonna be watching that one on film, I think, here in the next couple days.